As the athletics schedule made its way to Berlin for the annual ISTAF recently, there was a return to form for some of the sport's most prominent figures. Norway's Karsten Warholm and American Valarie Allman made a triumphant return to their respective track and field events in Germany. Today, we are discussing Warholm and Allman's dominant performances in Berlin last weekend, plus other bits and pieces from the world of athletics. Don't go anywhere. Let's jump straight in then. What's going on? Well, Warholm and Allman, who both won Olympic gold medals in Tokyo last year, returned to form in Berlin last weekend, as they both produced excellent displays to blitz their respective events. Warholm, who has struggled with injury of late, managed to put the disappointment of the World Championships behind him, following up on the European title he won in August to win by more than a second in Berlin. He posted a superb time of 47.24. Only just missing out on the meeting record of 47.08 he set back in 2020, after finishing well ahead of second-placed Ludwig Vaillant and Joshua Abuaku in third. Warholm said, "I'm satisfied that I'm able to run these fast times at the end of the season. It also shows that I am back and I'll be running strong again next year." And Allman also returned to winning ways after her third-placed finish at this summer's Worlds in Oregon. She also holds the Berlin ISTAF meeting record after throwing a mammoth 71.16 meters last year, but just fell short of that target this time around. Her throw of 70.06 was still enough to bag the win, however, adding to her previous efforts of 63.46 and 69.14 meters. Afterwards, the American said, "After the World Championships, there was this bittersweet feeling. With my bronze medal, I'm excited to have this chance to show that I can throw better, and 70 meters in the discus is a big barrier." What did you guys make of the performances? So what else went down at the meeting? Stay tuned to find out. Well, sadly, the event signaled the end of German discus thrower Nadine Muller's career, as she called time on her 2-decade-long career with a throw of 55.73 meters. She will look back fondly on her gold medal at the 2013 European Cup winter throwing event in Leiria as one of the highlights of her career. Sprinter Tobia Musan also managed to finish first in her event, and there were also winning performances from American sprinters Grant Holloway and Noah Lyles, whilst home favorite Dalilah Muhammad also managed to bag the top prize in the long jump. Musan holds the world record in the 100-meter hurdles and was victorious again in Berlin, posting a time of 12.45 to finish top of the class. And it was a similar story for Holloway in the hurdles, as he managed to hold off a charge from Freddie Crittenden to finish 0.2 seconds ahead of the NACAC champ. Noah Lyles was also able to replicate his 200-meter form in the shorter distance of 100 meters, holding off second-placed Ferdinand Omanyala to post a season's best time of 9.95. And Germany's Dalilah Muhammad almost managed to break 7 meters yet again, but just came up short with a jump of 6.92 meters. However, it was still enough to finish ahead of second-placed Esse Brume to ensure top spot. Who did you guys enjoy watching most at this year's Berlin ISTAF meeting? Let us know below. Next up, some news from the upcoming Berlin Marathon. As the Berlin Marathon rolls around later this month, some of the world's best athletes have announced their participation. United States record holder Kira D'Amato will be making an appearance in Germany on September 25th, and she will be joined by high-ranking Kenyan Nancy Chelagat. Also on show when the World Athletics Elite Platinum Road Race stops off in Berlin will be the world record holder Eliud Kipchoge in the men's race, as well as Guye Edola. Over the summer at the Worlds, D'Amato finished 8th in the marathon event, so we'll be hoping to improve on that performance at the end of the month. And she will be quietly confident, as she has the best PB in the women's field out of the athletes that have been announced so far. Chelagat will be hoping to improve on her second-placed finish in last year's Berlin half marathon, after winning the Valencia Marathon last December. The pair won't have it all their own way though, and will need to be on their toes, pardon the pun, as Ethiopians Shonimana, Workanesh Edessa, and Sisegola will all be hoping for strong showings. America's Sarah Hall will also be joining compatriot D'Amato though, as they both have their sights set on top spot. But Maureen Chepkemoy and Vivian Chepkerui will also provide strong competition. Who do you guys see winning the Berlin Marathon? Let us know below. We're heading to last weekend's Padua meeting now. Stay with us. American standout Dalilah Muhammad obliterated a 17-year-old meeting record at Padua last weekend, posting a 400-meter hurdles time of 53.84. Having won bronze in Eugene, Oregon at the Worlds earlier this summer, Muhammad came into the meeting with something to prove, and boy did she prove it. However, she had to do it the hard way, as second-placed Jamaican Anjanette Knight pushed her hard as she posted a time of 53.95. Knight might feel a little hard done by, as she also beat the previous meeting record, which stood at 54.32, before this particular pair of speed queens turned up in Italy. Ivorian sprinter Marie-Josée Talou also managed to set a meeting record, shaving 0.04 seconds off of Shelley Ann Fraser-Price's 7-year-old record, to finish with a superb time of 10.94. There was also a new record in the men's 1500 meters, as America's Yared Nuguse managed to cross the line in 3:33.26, to take 0.23 off of Stuart McSwain's record, which was set last year. And that wasn't the end of the records, as Bryce Deadman crossed the line in 44.76 in the men's 400 meters. There were also extremely tight finishes in the men's 110-meter hurdles, as Trey Cunningham won by just 0.06 seconds, and in the women's triple jump, which was won by just 1 centimeter by Shanika Ricketts. What did you guys make of the Padua meeting? Some news from Austrian high jumping legend Ilona Gusenbauer now. Stay tuned. Ilona Gusenbauer kicked Romanian Iolanda Balas off the world's top spot back in 1971, beating her world record in the women's high jump. Gusenbauer had a glittering career in which she won an Olympic bronze medal in Munich in 1972, as well as a European indoor title, which she won 2 years earlier. She also managed a gold medal in Helsinki at the European Championships in 1971. And the Austrian has since donated the plaque she received for her world record jump to the Museum of World Athletics recently. Gusenbauer is still remembered even to this day in Austria for her jump of 1.92 meters on September 4th, 1971, which will never be forgotten in the small Central European nation. The jump is always fondly remembered by the country's older generation football fans, as it took place during the pre-match program of a Euros qualifier between Austria and Sweden, which the home team managed to win 1-0. She was later given a traditional world record plaque to signify her achievements, which now sits amongst other significant world athletics records at the Museum of World Athletics, MOA, in downtown Portland, Oregon, after she kindly donated it. Have you guys ever been to the museum? Let us know what you think of it below if you have. And finally, we're talking Alisson dos Santos. Brazil's dos Santos credits his Norwegian rival, Karsten Warholm, for showing him what is possible, as he deposed Warholm and another 400-meter hurdles standout, Rai Benjamin, in Oregon this past summer. The pair were effusive in their praise for him, and probably a little worried. The Brazilian speedster managed to cross the line as the third fastest man in history in the discipline at the World Championships in Oregon, with Warholm, who disappointingly finished 7th at that particular meeting, saying after, "He's been huge." Benjamin went one further by suggesting that dos Santos was carrying the event on his back right now, and dos Santos was equally humble in victory, explaining how Warholm's showing in Tokyo last year opened his eyes to what is actually possible in his specialty event. He said, "If he can run 45, me, Benjamin, and other guys can too. Let's dream of that day and make it happen." Dos Santos is breaking down barriers for Brazilian running, as he became the first ever Brazilian man to win gold at the Outdoor World Championships. He said, "I'm the first guy, and that's pretty awesome to open the door so everybody can see that they can. They can come here and win. That's not impossible." Of course, his achievements mean that the event is now one of the most competitive in all of athletics, and long may that continue. With dos Santos, Warholm, and Benjamin all in their early to mid-20s, we can expect this event to provide us with some epic battles over the next few years. As usual, thanks for dropping in on us today, And remember to swing by again next time for some more fun reveals. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Bye guys!